Prior to that, it was Maple Lawn Nursing Home. The nursing facility moved to Sprague Street. This was constructed in the mid-1950s. And around 1991-92, they vacated this facility and moved, as I said, to Sprague Street. This was then configured temporarily, not to exceed a 10-year period, to house inmates. The original jail is located on Pearl Street. That is now what we call the Annex. They moved from that facility into this jail facility. So you can see it was 1993 is when it was configured. Again, it was for about a 10-year period, not to exceed that amount of time. That was 2003. So we've been in there for 23 years, expecting to be there for 10. So again, it was built out of the 1950. Originally a nursing home. It was built and constructed to be a nursing home. It wasn't constructed to be a jail. It was remodeled as a temporary jail. It has a single-story, linear in nature, houses 142 prisoners. Out of that, there's 35 cells, which is designated a female cell. And the linear in nature is what causes corrections difficulties, because that linear nature doesn't allow for observation. It limits observation. You'll see this later. So the staffing that they have at the jail is 4 platoons. They share days and nights on 12-hour shifts, and that's made up of 1 sergeant and 4 deputies. Here's the stats that were collected by the Sheriff's Department in 2015. Approximately 2,400 booked into the jail. Daily average is about 135 males and 23 females. You can see there were 525 incidents in 2015. This is an overview of the jail. As I told you, it's linear. It's shaped like this. There's hallways, challenging to observe. Here's the inside of the jail. You can see the hallway. There are spaces here. It's hard to see those spaces. They have currently about 65 cameras in the jail, and they're informing me that they could use more. But imagine trying to monitor 65 frames. And then also there's spaces here. Someone goes into this room where the inmates are. You can't see what's going on in the hallway. Others, you can just see what's happening here. And Department of Corrections indicates that when you're in a position to observe one cell, just like you saw with those doors leading to the cell, and corrections officers can observe others. And unobserved inmates are essentially unsupervised inmates. And the inmates have plenty of time on their hand, and they are not entered into the jail in most instances because they have demonstrated good behavior, so they're mischievous. This is water infiltration coming into the jail. You can see it's pouring in. The sheen here is where water's coming in. We have a flat roof on the jail. There's rooftop units. Causes a lot of angles. We haven't clearly determined how that is coming in, but that's an issue. This is a safety issue for both our employees and the inmates in that facility. And then with that water coming in, it's coming into the light facilities here. Electricity and water does not make a good mixture. You can see here it's starting to crack and cause infrastructure problems in our walls and ceilings. Because this was designed as a senior living facility, electrical conduits were placed on the outside of the walls. And while that worked for what it was initially designed to do, it's not cohesive with inmates. As I said, inmates are mischievous and they like to explore, do discovery, and this is a result of those conduits being on the outside and exposed. And this is the linear picture. And plumbing, water is above, up in the ceiling, and then sewer underneath the floor. It's difficult to get to these the way it's configured. And keep this in mind with that linear facility and how those utilities are located both above and below. And then when Joe comes and talks to you, he's going to demonstrate to you the concept, and that concept is a double envelope concept. And that double envelope concept allows for much more ease and ability to get to those utilities. excuse me.
Last viewed.